Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Miss Ashley, and I am your host for today. This is your teacher, Miss Anne Marie. Today, we will read a biography about a scientist. Remember, a biography is a story about a person's life.
I'm Miss Anne Marie, and today's story is titled Jane Goodall. We will learn about Jane Goodall, a primatologist who studied chimpanzees. She is one of the best-known scientists in the world. But before we begin, let's review our vocab words, Miss Ashley, that we learned last lesson.
Okay, are you ready, boys and girls? All right, so our first word is primatologist. Can everybody say that?
Primatologist.
Great job, boys and girls. And our definition is a scientist who studies primates. And here we have a picture of Jane Goodall. All right, our next word is primate. Everybody say primate.
Primate.
A primate is a mammal such as a monkey, ape, or human. And here we see a spider monkey and a little girl. They are both primates. Boys and girls, I know you know this next word. It's behavior. Let's say that word.
Behavior.
Good job. A behavior is how a person or animal acts. And in our picture, there is a chimp sticking his tongue out. He is demonstrating silly behavior. Because is it nice to stick our tongue out at people, boys and girls? No. All right. Our next word is intelligent. Can everybody say intelligent?
Intelligent.
Great job. Boys and girls, I know you know this definition. That's right. Intelligent means to be smart. And we have a picture of the brain because that is what gives us our smarts. All right, our next word is activist. Let's say that word, boys and girls.
Activist.
Good. An activist is a person who strongly believes in changing something and works hard to try to make change happen. And in our picture, we see Dr. Martin Luther King at his famous speech. He was a great activist. Our next word is damage. Boys and girls, do you know what damage means? That's right. Damage means to harm. Miss Anne Marie, can you tell us about that picture?
Yes, in the picture it has the rainforest that has damage from people cutting down trees. So it has a picture of what the rainforest looked like before the trees were cut down and a picture of what the rainforest looks like with the trees cut down. Our next word, Miss Ashley, is pollution. Can everybody say pollution?
Pollution.
Pollution is making land, water, or air dirty and causing damage. And we have a very sad picture here where people didn't throw their trash away. They threw it on the ground and they polluted this forest. Isn't that sad, Miss Ashley?
That is sad, Miss Anne Marie.
We need to make sure we always throw our trash in the garbage can.
That's right.
Our next word is discoveries. Discoveries.
Discoveries.
Yes. Discoveries are the action or process of discovering or being discovered. And all of these symbols represent different science and different discoveries, Miss Ashley. And I think that as we read our story, we will come across some discoveries and things we didn't know. What do you think?
I think we will, and I'm ready to read our story.
Me
But boys and
too.
girls, we just got a few more words.
Our next word is tool.
Oh, I know what that means, Miss Anne-Marie. That's a hammer.
A hammer is a tool, but a tool can be many different things. They are a device or implement that is usually held in the hand, and it's used to carry out a particular function. So you may have seen someone working on a car and they had a wrench in their hand or a screwdriver. And in our toolbox, we have lots of tools. Our next word is clever. Can everybody say clever?
Clever.
Clever is quick to understand and learn and apply your ideas. It is the same as Miss Ashley's word.
Intelligent.
Intelligent. And Albert Einstein was a very clever scientist. Our next word, Miss Ashley gives me the creepies.
Oh, it does
It's
me too.
termite. Everybody say termite with us.
Termite.
A termite is a small, pale, soft-bodied insect that lives in large colonies, typically within a mound of earth. And look at all of these termites.
Oh, I cannot stand termites. I hate bugs and insects, Miss Anne-Marie.
Yes, but these have nice silvery wings, Miss Ashley. Can you see them in the picture?
It still does not make them pretty.
No, I don't like them either. Okay, our last word, are y'all ready? Our last word is protect. Can y'all say protect?
Protect.
Very good. Protect means to keep safe from harm or injury. And in our picture, we see that this person has their hands over the house to protect the house. So we have lots of vocab words in our story, Miss Ashley.
We do.
You guys did a great job reviewing the vocab words today. So we're going to preview our text to see if we can find the vocab words in our text.
All right, are you ready, boys and girls? Let's get our I Spy eyes on. I spy, Miss Anne-Marie, with my little eyes, a scientific word. Boys and girls, can you find that word?
I see it, Miss Ashley.
I do too. And I think the boys and girls have identified it too.
I do too.
What is it, Miss Anne-Marie?
Primatologist. Do y'all see primatologist in our text? Awesome.
Oh, and I see another one.
It's just like, very similar anyway to primatologist,
It
isn't it, Miss
is.
Ashley?
That's right, boys and girls, it's primate.
Primates, very good. I think we have 2 more vocab words on this page, Miss Ashley.
I think we do too. And boys and girls, guess what? They're the bolded words. You're right. Behavior is one of them. What was the other one?
Very
Discoveries.
good.
Good job.
Very good. Oh, we only have 2 words on this page, Miss Ashley.
And one of them is what the boys and girls are at home,
That's right.
because they have shown us this already. Do
I
you know what it
know.
is, boys and girls?
I'm going to give them a hint.
That's right. You are intelligent.
Very good.
And our last word on this slide is tools. Good job.
Okay. Oh, I see some words that we've already looked at, Miss Ashley.
I have too, but I see some that we haven't.
Oh, there are new words. Oh, yes, they found it, Miss
Oh,
Ashley.
they found the creepy, crawly little insects. What are those, boys and girls? That's right.
right.
Termites. And what's that last word that we haven't looked at yet?
I see them doing this. Do you
I
think
do.
that's a clue?
I think that's a clue too. You're right. That word is clever.
Very good.
Oh, there are a lot of words on here, but I see one word 3 times.
That must be a really important word, Miss Ashley.
I bet it is. Boys and girls, can you tell us what that word is? That's right.
Very good.
Activist. All right, and we've got 3 more words we need to identify, Miss Anne-Marie.
Well, one of them reminds me of our picture with the house.
Oh, like the hands were protecting the house?
Yes.
Good job, boys and girls. It is protect. Oh, I see that word that made me so sad because the picture had all that trash in the forest, and it just made me want to go clean up and tell people to do better.
It did me too, Miss Ashley.
What's that word, boys and girls? Yep, it's pollution. And we know that pollution causes our other word, which is what? That's right, damage.
Very good.
Good job, boys and girls.
That was so much fun finding our new words in the story. It was like a treasure hunt.
It was.
Now we will understand what we're reading better as we listen to our story about Jane Goodall. We're going to learn how she worked with chimpanzees. Okay, boys and girls, read along with us and look at the pictures as we read. As we read, I want you to think about the question, what does it mean to study chimpanzee behavior? Okay, let's get started. Jane Goodall is a very famous primatologist. She is a scientist who studies a group of mammals called primates. Primates are a group of mammals that include humans, monkeys, gorillas, and chimpanzees. Jane Goodall has spent her whole life studying chimpanzees. She has focused on studying animal behavior in chimpanzees. Her discoveries have made her one of the best-known scientists in the world. Goodall was born in 1934 in London, England. When she was a little girl, her father gave her a toy chimpanzee. It looked so real that people who visited her house were afraid of it, but she loved it. When Goodall was 23, she went to Africa. She began studying chimpanzees with a well-known scientist named Louise Leakey. After a year of working in Africa, Goodall went back to England and studied at the University of Cambridge. Can you guess what her favorite subject was? Chimpanzees. Okay, do you remember our question? What does it mean to study chimpanzee behavior? Can you tell me the answer to this question? That's right. What do you think, Miss Ashley?
Well, I heard the boys and girls say studying chimpanzee behavior means to study how they act. So Jane Goodall watched chimpanzees to see how they act?
That's correct. Great job listening. So let's keep reading. During this section, think about the unusual discoveries Jane Goodall made about chimpanzees during her years in Africa. Here we have a picture of Jane Goodall, and this is a recent picture because she looks a little older in this picture. After finishing school, Goodall returned to Africa and spent the next 45 years studying chimpanzees in the wild. Her discoveries during those years completely changed the way people think about primates. Before Goodall's work, people thought chimpanzees were herbivores. She discovered that they eat meat too. More importantly, Goodall discovered that chimps were quite intelligent. She observed them making and using tools. Before that, people thought humans were the only animals that made and used tools. When you hear the word tool, you may think of a hammer, saw, or shovel. Chimps don't use those kinds of tools. A tool is something used to help make a job easier. Tools can be very simple. A rock becomes a tool if you pick it up and use it to crack open a walnut. Okay, do you remember our question? What unusual discoveries did Jane Goodall make about chimpanzees during her years in Africa? Can you tell me the answer to this question? Awesome! Those are great answers. What do you think, Miss Ashley?
Well, I learned that people thought chimpanzees were herbivores and that they only ate vegetables. But Jane Goodall found out that they also eat meat, that they're quite intelligent, and that they make things by using tools.
I heard that too, Miss Ashley. Okay, boys and girls, do you want to keep reading our biography to find out more? Great! In this picture, Goodall studied chimpanzees. It's a type of mammal belonging to primate group. And here we see a chimpanzee. Goodall observed chimps using blades of grass and sticks as tools. Chimps like to eat termites, a type of insect that is like an ant. Termites live in holes underground. To catch these tasty insects, Goodall observed a chimp sticking a blade of grass into the termite hole. The termites crawled onto the grass. Then the chimp took the grass out of the hole and ate all the termites. Before Goodall wrote about this behavior, people did not realize how clever chimps and other primates are. Goodall gave names to all the chimps in the group she was studying. She got to know them pretty well. Over time, she learned that chimps were smart animals. She learned that chimps express many of the same feelings as people. They can feel happy, sad, and mad. Chimps can also be mean. Goodall saw them attack and eat small monkeys, not out of hunger, but because they didn't want them around. A chimpanzee uses a plant stem as a tool in this picture. Can you see the tool in the chimpanzee's hand? I really enjoyed looking at those pictures. Don't you? Do you, Miss Ashley?
I did.
Okay, so our next question is, what is an example of a tool the chimpanzees use? So you can think about what we read, and you might remember the picture that we saw. So what are some tools? Very good. You named 2 or 3 tools that we heard about. Great job. Miss Ashley, do you remember a tool chimpanzees used?
Well, I know in the story it talked about tools and it said a hammer, but I know chimpanzees don't use a hammer. Oh, I remember using my picture that we just saw. Chimpanzees use blades of grass to catch insects to eat, like termites.
That is correct, Miss Ashley. Very good job. Now let's finish our story. Are y'all ready? Goodall is more than a scientist. She is also an activist. An activist is someone who works hard to solve a problem and change something in the world. Goodall works as an animal rights activist to protect chimpanzees and their habitats. She tells others about human damage to habitats, such as hunting and pollution, and works to stop these problems. She loves working with young people and teaching them how to protect animals. She has written many books and has been the subject of books and movies. She has won many awards for her work in protecting chimpanzees. As of 2013, she was 79 years old and still working to spread the message that animals need to be protected. This is a picture of Jane Goodall as she continues to work as an animal rights activist. And it looks like in this picture she is speaking to a crowd of people about animal rights. Okay, boys and girls, I have one more question for you. Do you remember the different feelings that chimpanzees expressed? Yes, they expressed all of those feelings that you named. Miss Ashley, what feelings do you remember that chimpanzees expressed?
Well, I remember the text saying that they could be happy and sad. So, and they could also be mad and mean. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to put that in a sentence, I'm going to say the chimpanzees express the feelings of being happy, sad, and mad. And they can also be mean. I think those chimps were a little bit like bullies at some time. What about you, boys and girls?
It sounded like they were bullies to those little monkeys.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope that you boys and girls have learned a lot about Jane Goodall today and her work with chimpanzees. I learned a lot today, and I hope that you remember some of these vocab words and use them as you're talking to others.
Miss Anne-Marie, I learned a lot today about Jane Goodall, and I know I'm going to be using some of these vocabulary words when I talk about her to other people, because these are some important words, boys and girls, and the work Jane Goodall has done is very important too. Thank you, boys and girls, for your participation and hard work today. All rights and credits for this lesson belong to Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank them publicly for sharing these materials. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.